It's Sunday, April 11th, 2021, and here I am to kick off the 2021 Balcony Garden Series. For those of you who followed me last year, well, we got some new stuff in store for this year. First, I'm going to start off with the results of winter planting. This is plant number 8, orange tomato. That was the tomato seed that was planted last year, the winter. So I'm gonna have to transplant it into this planter. Open this up. This entire thing. I'm gonna plant it. Okay, so the transplant is complete. Here is the plant. A little windy out here. And look, it appears to be budding a little bit. Now here's another cherry tomato plant that grew out of seed. This one has no budding on it, it's just a bunch of green leaves so far. I'm gonna replant this and see what happens. So this was a tomato seed. Basically took a cherry tomato, buried it in soil, left it for the winter. And now we have a plant that's growing out of it. Now, so far it's just a bunch of leaves, but time will tell whether or not it produces tomatoes. Here's the one with the skinny peppers, and this one's also kind of growing a little bit of flowers on it. So we're also going to need to transplant this one. Now, I've also tried this with the jalapeno pepper, and I have a plant that seems to be flowering a little bit, but it's hard for them to hold because hot peppers require a lot of water and hot temperatures, and we definitely don't have the hot temperatures at this time of year. So hopefully this plant will continue and produce once the temperatures warm up. Now, I ended up planting more than a dozen different types of seeds and whatnot over the winter. Some have got some results, but most of them didn't fare too well to this point. So I have to kind of assume that if they haven't done anything by now, I'm not going to do anything at all. Now here's another tomato plant that I had in a bottle here. Now you can see this tomato turned into a bunch of roots and stuff inside the bottle. A little bit of green in there. So this one didn't seem overly successful. I'm going to open this bottle up though and plant this in a proper planter and see what happens with it. Another interesting one to note was this was a lemon seed. This was one of the first ones to start growing out of the planter. But then it just kind of stopped. And now it seems to start growing again. I'm going to keep an eye on this, transplant this into a proper planter and see if we get any results during the summer. Now, it looks like the gardening centers are starting to prepare to get opened up for the summer, which is a good thing. I'm planning on buying tomato plants. I like the onions, so I plan on buying the onions again. I'll see what else we might want to try this year. Peppers, of course, hot peppers. How can we not have peppers? Wouldn't be a proper balcony garden without the peppers. And I got one more interesting thing to point out here. Now, this is where the strawberries grew last year. I just kind of left this outside for the winter. I figured maybe reuse the soil. But even though it was outside all winter, and most of it seems dead, it looks like this part is alive. Look, we've got some green leaves growing out of it. So I'm wondering if we're going to get strawberries from this again. I was going to dump this out and reuse the planter, but now I want to keep an eye on it and see if anything happens here. Here we're going to try planting something a little bit different today. I'm going to try pepper and see what happens. So we've got pepper seeds. I'm going to put some eggshell in there. Bit of nutrients for it. So this is all completely experimental. And we'll see if anything becomes of that. So it looks like the next 2 to 3 weeks could potentially be seasonal here. And that's okay. As long as it's above zero, it's not freezing, the plants should be okay to survive. I've got things in planters. They're outside now on the balcony. If the evenings look like they're getting cold, even down to 4 or 5 degrees, a little cool at night, I'll bring the plants inside for now. Don't think we'll get frost, but if we did, it could be enough to kill the plants. But just to make sure it's not still too cold. Typically, I usually do my planting around the long weekend in May, but it looks like we might get an early start on it this year. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the 2021 Balcony Garden Series. Thanks for watching.